Taurus, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, so if it's calling to you and you know you're not a Taurus birthday, it's still for you. This message finds you at just the right time, and this is where your message begins. Be here now. We've gotten this card a lot, and I've got to say, it is one of the most difficult things to do. This is reminding us to be in the present moment, but it's kind of good news in that it's saying there is something beautiful happening right in front of you right now, and that you don't have to look any further, but you do have to look closely, because at a distance, hummingbird looks like a bug, and it's not. If you look up closer at this, you're going to see the beauty of it. There is so much beauty in this moment, but if you, it's going to pass quick. So if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss it, and you don't want to miss it. This is a beautiful little tidbit that says, be in this moment. It's also kind of a sign of where to set your signpost. If you can be in the mindset of here and now. And it's hard because we all get into these almost habits of thinking so much about what happened in the past, or even being in this dream world, creating scenarios in our head of what we wish was happening. But that's like in the nebulous. That's not even in a place that even exists. So and then of course there are those of us who are getting anxiety because we're always thinking about what's in the future, what's going to come. And honestly, Taurus, we can calm that all down by calming our mind and engaging in the present moment. And here's that beautiful signpost thing. If you can be in the present moment, God will know where to deliver your blessings. If you can center and focus your mind on where you are right now, God knows where to deliver your blessings, because there is no time in the realm of the divine. And so there's only time here in the 3D world. And so how do we connect? How do we speak to the divine? With our thoughts, with our emotions. And if our thoughts are always in the future and we're feeling anxiety, our blessings are getting sent there because that's where the energy is going. And if our thoughts are always in the past and we're getting depressed, or we're feeling like pulled backwards, or we're not making any progress, then our blessings are gonna get sent into the past. That's where they're gonna get delivered, because that's where the energy is going. And if you're daydreaming all the time because you just don't like the reality in front of you, then they're gonna get sent into the nebulous. But they're never going to be sent to where you want them, which is right here, right now. So if you can find beauty in this moment, anything, I don't know if it's your baby, I don't know if it's your dog, I don't know if it's your plant, I don't know if it's your home, I don't know if it's a favorite TV show, but find something that can root you and anchor you to the present time with happiness. And then the energy is going to be here. It's going to be now. And that's where God will see your light light up and say, oh, that's where Taurus is. Let me deliver the blessings there. So very, very important to reframe your thoughts right now. Let's get into the rest of this reading. Remember, Taurus, that as I divide the deck, there are going to be cards that fall out. Good. That's part of the message. That's part of my method. If you're looking for a personal reading, I provide those. Check out my website. It's the only place you can schedule with me, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. And you can book and schedule right there. I do have open availability next week, and you will always get your personal messages within 24 hours of whatever day that you booked. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, first of all, thank you for finding the channel. Please subscribe and be sure to ring that notification bell so that you know when I go live. You have to hit all notifications to get notified when I go live. But if you do, you'll be able to join in my free public tarot card readings here. This is the only place I do free public tarot readings, and I hope you guys can join in. Okay. Okay. Almost ready. Remember, if you don't like loud sounds or piercing sounds, I'm going to cleanse this space with the sound bowl. So you might want to turn your volume down just a little bit if you're sensitive. That's interesting. So lots of helter-skelter here. Time for a beginner mind. There's resistance or somehow being stuck to a mindset. And then we have, there is always enough. It's almost like you're stuck in this mindset of being deprived or being held back or being lesser than, or there's not enough time. Sweet results await in reverse. It's so interesting how God is kind of lining this up and saying, you got a lot stacked against you. And not necessarily whatever's reality, but your mindset is really, for some reason, it's been really stuck. It's been really fixed right now. And there's this sense of, there's never going to be enough. The future isn't looking good. It's almost like you're stuck in this mindset of lack. Now, we went through this. I actually had a video for you guys maybe a couple weeks ago. I'll try to pin it up here, which described this is projecting a year out. There's some hard times that are ahead. Do not question your ability to handle them and to move through them. And the difficult times don't mean bad. It can just mean beautiful challenges that once you live up to them are going to get you this amazing breakthrough, this amazing happiness. So don't underestimate your power. Also, don't underestimate your presence of positivity, this sense of optimism that you can have still in your heart. There is that sense right here, that wah, wah kind of energy. Be here now. Please focus on these one beautiful thing, something that is really, really beautiful. And I guarantee it's going to break up all of these heavy, blocking thoughts that are in your mind right now. Let's get into the full reading to see, okay, why is this coming up for Taurus? And what is coming toward them? Let's see. I'm going to draw the cards for 7th day or for the resolution for the week. And then we can, this is the resolution for the week for Taurus. Oh, I think the universe has more faith in you than maybe even you do in the beginning of the week. Okay, so let's see how this all plays out. First, clearly, God, clearly. We have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's almost like you're starting to get certain about what isn't working. Or get certain about it's almost like you're starting to feel secure, or someone is starting to feel secure that nothing's going to change. That something isn't going to change or nothing's going to happen. And so let's see, there's something that came up in the past. There was a disappointment or something that made you feel insecure, or somebody, you could have been dealing with a narcissistic person or somebody that was really, egotistical. But ultimately now there's a sense of, you remember that instance that kind of always made you feel down and made you feel wrong or made you feel not enough? There's a strength here. There's an emotional stability and strength here that sees and is willing to accept that this isn't going anywhere, that no good is going to come out of it, that no matter how hard you work, there isn't anything that is going to, you can't reap any fruit from this particular crop. And that's actually not depressing. That's liberating. So it's almost like be in this present moment. And the first thing that's going to clear up is your connection or tie to this repressive energy that's bogging you down. Maybe because it doesn't feel good about itself, or because it never appreciated your value. Whatever it is, it caused you a great deal of heartbreak. And it's almost like, I've heard this a lot online. Why do we think that the person who broke our heart is the person that's going to help us fix it? And that's why we stay stuck on somebody. Even if this isn't a person, this could be a situation. We stay stuck on the situation because we think they hurt me, or that circumstance hurt me, and that's the only thing, so they need to fix it. And the truth is this: your heartbreak, much like trauma, is not your fault, but it's your responsibility. Nobody else is going to help you fix it. And the beauty of this energy is seeing that there is something that is not worth it. And maybe for the first time, you're going to recognize what isn't worth it. As disappointing as it is liberating. And there's beauty just beyond that realization. So let's get into the next day. The next day, and then we have, okay, it's almost like you're starting to feel better about a change that's coming. You're feeling secure now in a situation or a circumstance that it's almost like you're happy it's ended. You know, there's a certainty and a security in, okay, this is done now. And it's true, it's done. It's pretty much saying it's done. But then we have justice. So this divine sense of just when you've gotten yourself away from this circumstance, guess what happens? There's an equilibrium that strikes, and it's been a long time coming. This deliverable may have taken a while. If it's a job, you're finally getting an offer. There's just this sense, or there's justice about something that sort of robbed you or wasn't enough, or that kept you stuck and was not valuing you the way you should have. Either way, there is justice for that, right? And it comes through a decision or clarity about what decision to make. Could even be a decision outside of you. Could have been from a counselor, from somebody who helped you see the truth of the situation, the truth of the matter, and the value of this circumstance. It's like, that's what's happening here. The clarity of the true value. That's what the clarity is. The true value of what it is that was hurting you is becoming clear. And it ain't that valuable. It's actually sluggish and a lot less precious than it treats itself. And ultimately, that's where your clarity begins. It's almost like when you wake up and realize that person that you were so in love with is a douchebag. You know, it's oh, the best parts of them were the ones I made up in my head. Wow. And if this is about work or a job, it's like, oh, the best part of that job, they wouldn't have been paying you enough anyway. You know what I'm saying? That now you're having the strength. You're finding the strength to move forward on your own, to be independent, to not feel like you've lost anything by being who you are, being confident in who you are, and you're ready to take steps forward. You have the strength now to fight back by fighting forward. It's not about future thinking. It's about, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move. That's Aries energy. Plus you have the strength to maybe stick up for yourself. Because Aries never have a problem sticking up for themselves. So you're finding that strength deep down inside you. Now we have the future is unknown, which might have scared you, but honestly, it's a lot less scary than staying where you were. And that's where you're looking. That's where you're headed. Now you're finding the energy to actually at least entertain the idea of being able to move forward, being able to take steps in that next direction. Okay. What is this day 6? The death card. Yeah, you're done with a cycle. It's over. Something is officially ended by the end of this week. I've got to get into day 7, but what else wants to come out? Clarify the death card. Something is completely over. 2 of Cups, a connection that you had. Queen of Wands with somebody who was very confident, very sure of themselves, and for some reason you were very, very attracted to them. Or somebody that promised a lot. Maybe somebody that was very, very creative. Maybe what's over is your partnership with somebody. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be partnership, doesn't have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to be that it ended horribly. It just is like, it's done. It's fulfilled its purpose. So there's sort of an ending here, a finish. Let's get some moon cards since we are doing this on a new moon. Scorpio new moon. Amen. Luck is on your side by aiming and trusting new moon in Sagittarius. This is also saying it's good luck. That this is ending now, or that in some ways it's ended and so now you have space. There could be a really gorgeous, inspirational person or wonderfully creative opportunity coming into your life now. And be here now. You're lucky. You're lucky because God wants you to see this right at the right time when you can grab it. And then we have, you are good enough. I don't have to read that again. Like, read it again yourself. You are good enough. Virgo energy, this certain and beautiful sense of self-worth without anybody else's validation. Let's get into 7th day over in the extended so we can elaborate on it and what's coming up for you. And then we're going to get into the details. That link is below, Taurus. And then I've also pinned it to the top of the comment section. Let's go. I'll see you guys there.